After taking a look at the Iron Man and Captain America for the final battle SH Figuarts, in this video I'm going to be reviewing their third figure released this month, and that is Marvel's Rescue. So just like in the Endgame movie, it was very surprising to see Pepper Potts arrive on the final battle stage. And Nations then made that announcement of this figure, which got a lot of people excited, as it's the first time we see a Pepper Potts figure for SH Figuarts. I know that Hasbro made a rescue version, but I just don't see them bettering the SH Figuarts, simply because of their experience and the quality they use for their Iron Man armors. So this is technically the Mark 49, so it's very similar to the box of Mark 50, which I can show you now. So they've kept the original type of box, which is a really simple and plain type of feel to it, which kind of resembles the Quantum suit. So the only difference is, as this is a final battle stage, you can see that the Avengers logo is in a more damaged type of look. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same size, as I'm sure there's going to be a lot of accessories. So we can take a look at the front. We have the logos, the names, and then on the side we have the logos and the names as well. And then at the top, Marvel's Rescue, SH Figuarts. At the bottom, we have a small photo as well as Marvel's Rescue. And just like the final battle, Iron Man and Captain America, they've used the unmasked version on the standard figure, which is something a bit different compared to their past figures. So that was just a quick look at the box, and now we can unbox Marvel's Rescue. So inside the box, we have a silver shiny background. We have the website to the survey, and of course the manual to show you how to put on the accessories. So here's an overall look of the figure inside its packaging. So here's the rescue figure inside its packaging with all its accessories, and it just looks and feels a lot like a Iron Man unboxing, with its die-cast metal armor, plenty of accessories, and all the blaster effects. So let's take a look at Rescue out of its box, and at first glance is kind of what I expected from the promotion photos. It has that really slick, shiny armor, which I'm accustomed to, especially if you already own some of the SH Figuarts Iron Man armors. And it feels and looks really great in hand. And you can see on the back as well, it's printed with the 49 and Rescue, which I really like. As for the head sculpt, I'll say it resembles Pepper Potts, of course. It's not 100% like the actress Gwyneth Paltrow, but considering it's the first time, it seems pretty good to me. As for the hair, it is very simple, but at the same time it works. Now before I begin with the articulation, I'm going to probably switch around the head sculpt first. So I'm going to take off the Pepper Potts head sculpt and then show you the Rescue Mark 49 helmet. So it's slightly slanted down. You can see that the neck is slightly higher. So I don't think there's going to be much 360 motion. So for the articulation, I expect it to be very similar to the Iron Man armors. So we're going to test out the head sculpt first. So starting at the top, it can be moved side to side. It's not going to have a full 360 spin simply because the neck is slightly higher and just the way the helmet is built. But it can go forwards, downwards this much, and then upwards this much for the flight poses. And it can go side to side as well. And then for the arms, so first the shoulder pads can go all the way up, and that allows the arms for some movement. So we have sideways, and it allows rotation to go the other way around as well. And then of course forwards, upwards, downwards, whatever way you want for the arms. And then for the biceps, you can actually rotate it 360, so there is a swivel there. And then for the arms, if you put the shoulder pads back in, they can actually go backwards quite a lot, as shown at the back as well. And then for the hands, it is your standard 360 rotation, and it is a pivot to go inwards not much outwards because there's a piece of armor here as well. And then for the body, it can be moved side to side slightly, and then it can go backwards a little bit and forwards a little bit as well. So the articulation is slightly stiff, but that means there is no gaps created when you do the articulation. And then side to side movement, and then we have the body crunch, so it goes forwards this much and backwards this much. So again, there's not much there, but it doesn't create any gaps, I guess. And just like the top half, the body can go side to side and rotate slightly. So for the legs, it's pretty smooth, forwards, backwards, sideways. This is probably the smoothest part. And then the knees can bend this much, which is perfect for the flight poses and the landing pose. And then for the bottom half, the foot, it rotates side to side, and it can go upwards and downwards, and then the toes go upwards as well. So the articulation is pretty standard and kind of what I expected. Now this half of the body is a little bit loose when it first came out of the box, so I'm gonna have to try and find a way to fix that. But other than that, it's not too bad, but it's not the best. So now for the accessories, we have an extra 4 set of alternative hands, the interchangeable back piece, the drone, the beams, and the plastic part to connect all the drones and beams together. So now we can put on the accessories. So first you can actually remove the back piece on the standard figure and replace it with the other interchangeable back piece like this. And then we place the beams inside the transparent plastic piece. And then we take the 2 pieces of the drone away from the plastic. And that can also be attached to the transparent plastic as well. So here is the figure in the full battle gear mode. There is also articulation on the beams as well as the drone for more flexibility in the poses. And the last piece for the beam can be connected to the drone for rescue to hold on to. So here are some side-by-side comparisons of the rescue figure. So now for my overall opinion of Marvel's Rescue SH Figuarts. This is a great looking figure. It's kind of what I expected, and it just felt like another Iron Man figure. With the slick shiny armor, the overall feel, interchangeable hands for different poses, and the blaster effects, I thought this figure just works the way it's supposed to do. The Pepper Potts head sculpt is a bonus, but at the same time very important in some very key scenes in the Endgame movie. And I really like the weapons and just the way it connects up together, from the interchangeable back part to the transparent plastic, the beams and the drone. And even though it was a brief moment in the movie, we got all the poses in this figure, so it works fantastically well with the final battle Iron Man action figure. And hopefully it will pair up really well with the instant kill Spider-Man coming in June. So overall I'm going to give this figure an 8 out of 10. I say it's the first Pepper Potts for SH Figuarts, so they've pretty much done all they can. The one improvement I wish they could do, and something they should do for all the Iron Man figures, is an open helmet which shows the face inside, because that was the first scene of rescue in the Endgame battle. As for whether it's worth getting if you already have the Marvel Legends Endgame version, I say it is, as the overall quality is much better, but of course you're going to have to pay triple the price. So that's just my quick review of Rescue, and if you haven't already, be sure to check out my channel for the reviews of Iron Man and Captain America Final Battle editions. And also like, share, subscribe for the upcoming comparisons and accessory swaps for those figures as well. And for more news and reviews on the upcoming SH Figuarts, stay tuned for those. Thanks for watching and hope to see you soon.